Sheilas and fellas, you asked for it, so here it is, a week in the life of a PC flipping dog. This has truly been one of the most hectic weeks of Hank's life for all of the wrong reasons. Let me explain. Hank starts off by taking a 3-figure loss on a PC like an absolute chump.
You suck!
He then follows that up by providing tech support to a customer who purchased a PC sold on Java.gg that was thrown around so bad during shipping, the graphics card came out of its socket and the ARGB fans completely stopped working.
Oh my god.
And then when things couldn't get any worse, Frank pooped on the bed. But mate, we are talking about the greatest PC building dog that ever lived, so you better believe he turned this ship around. After no sales for about a month, Hank sells another 4 PCs in a week, including his biggest profit ever, takes a second trip to MicroCenter to grab some insane deals, and finishes the video off by building an epic PC with a cheeky hand from our friends over at Montech. And let me tell you, mate, she is a real beauty. But make sure you like the video, watch it all the way through, and say a quick hello to Hank down in the comments for our chance to win a PC in our upcoming giveaway, mate. Now let's go wake up the glizzy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hank's morning routine. Once the alarm goes off, the rooster howls, Hank does a big stretch, followed by a little shake, and he gets right to work. Now, of course, Hank and Frank start off their day like every successful entrepreneur, cold plunging their face into a bowl of ice water.
What in the fuck? Bruh.
Next up, we take Hank for a walk to do a number 1 and number 2, and then he does this like 50 times during the walk, mate. It's absolutely disgusting. Once that is done, it is time for the most important meal of the day, his breakfast biscuits and a bit of chimkin.
I hate it here.
Once he is full, it is time to get to work. Now, Hank had like a month drought of people buying PCs. It was a crazy time and so slow. But then this week, people literally bought all of his stock out. It was insane. If you remember back to 2 videos ago, Hank built this monster 9070 XT 9800 X3D PC with 13 Infinity fans in it. All up, it cost him 1,492 US sausage rolls to build, and he sold it 2 days later for 1,899 bucks. And we think that kicked off his good fortune, because since then, his week just went insane. But not all of it was good, mate. He started it off with his first sale on Java.gg, which is an online marketplace for selling PCs. And this PC he sold was an absolute nightmare. If we take you back to about a month ago, we built this bad boy with the Intel Ultra 7 265K, a beastly 20-core, 20-thread productivity workhorse from Intel paired with the B580, a really well-priced graphics card with 12 gigabytes of VRAM. And even though objectively this is a great PC, people still don't trust Intel GPUs, and they hate the Intel Ultra series of CPUs as they already moved on to a different motherboard chipset after only 1 generation, which means there is now no more upgrade path if you have the Z890 motherboards. Now, in its defense, this thing is so powerful you wouldn't need to upgrade it for a long time, but anyway, that's just me sipping on some sweet copium, mate. We built it for 910 US spankaroonies and initially listed it for $1,100 on Facebook Marketplace and Java.gg, and it sat and sat and sat.
You disgust me.
After a while, Hank got sick of looking at it, so he kept lowering the price until someone purchased it for 949 bucks online, which is an absolute steal for this PC in my opinion, but let me know down below if I'm being delusional. After fees from Java.gg, which are pretty high, it left us with a measly 842 US clamshells. So in total, we lost about $69 on this PC, mate. We love the number, but Hank, you are pathetic.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Now, if you're a true fan of this channel, you're probably sitting there screaming, Weenie Man, you built 2 PCs in that episode, didn't you? And you're right, we built this beautiful 9060 XT paired with the Ryzen 7500F on this beautiful ROG Strix board for 967 US hamburgers. Now, we ended up selling this thing on Java.gg the week before for $1,108 after fees, so a decent 141 bucks in profit, so not bad, not great, but you know, we'll take it. But right as we lost 69 $500 on this all-Intel PC, we got this message on Java. It basically said once she received the PC, the fans weren't running, the GPU was actually out of its socket, the box was completely destroyed, and the sag bracket had came out of the PC. What a time to be alive for us PC flippers. Both her and Frank contacted Jawa as they offer shipping insurance, so we put a claim in, but Hank also FaceTimed her to see if we could actually fix it. It was insane how badly damaged the box was, and the reason the fans weren't working is the SATA cable had actually been ripped out of the fan hub. I showed her how to put the graphics card back in, how to put the SATA cable back into the fan hub and wire everything back up, and it was a Christmas miracle. The PC turned on and she was very happy with it. She still took it to a local PC store just to install the sag bracket and to make sure everything looked good, and when she was given the thumbs up, she gave me a 5-star review saying she loved the PC. So after all that stress, happy ending for the glizzy, mate. Good job. Now you're probably sitting there thinking this dude is the worst PC builder that ever lived, but it wasn't all bad, mate. Eventually PC flippers will lose money on PCs or have problems with shipping, but right after that, all Hank did was win. He sold his stunning RTX 5080 Ryzen 7 9800X3D that had his goddamn face on the AIO for an astonishing $2,599 on Jawa. He built it for under $2,000, so after fees, he fetched his largest profit ever on Jawa.gg of $300, mate. Here he is benchmarking Marvel Rivals on it before we send it out and dropping a 40-piece with his doppelganger Jeff, but being robbed of the MVP. Unbelievable. This PC was in the Montec King 95 Pro case, which is heavy as balls, so we were a bit worried about shipping, but it got there A-okay, and we got a 5-star review, so great stuff, sausage. The very next day, the Slinker got a notification that he sold this beautiful GTX 1080 PC. We did a previous video on this bad boy. It was chucked into this beautiful summer case, which unfortunately is no longer being sold. And it was paired with a Ryzen 5 3600, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and 1 terabytes of storage. All up, this PC cost us 400 US calamari rings to build, and after fees, we got paid 487 freedom bucks, so not bad, mate. And as soon as it got there, we got a message from him saying it wouldn't turn on. Lovely stuff, weenie. So to preface this, we sent all of our PC buyers a video of it running Marvel Rivals, showing them the specs are correct and that it has activated Windows, and then finally an instructional video on how to remove the packaging foam just to cover all of our bases. So Hank's tried contacting this fella multiple times, but it's been radio silent, so we will keep you updated. But yeah, I am starting to think Hank is actually the worst PC builder that's ever lived. Either way, Hank got paid out for that and made $87 in profit. Please reach out to us, mate, if it isn't turning on. We want to make sure everything is right. But moving on to our last Jawa sale of the week, and it was this bad boy right here. Our RTX 2080 Super PC paired with the Ryzen 5 3600 in another stunning Sama case with 11 Infinity fans, mate. Honestly, one of my favorite builds that Hank has ever done. I think it looks phenomenal, and the RTX 2080 Super crushed games at 4K. We showed you the benchmarks on this bad boy in our previous video a few weeks ago. Now, the great thing about this bad boy is all up, it costs just under 500 US bucks to build, and after fees, we got 621 US boxes short, so a decent $125 in profit, mate. We will definitely take that for an AM4 PC with a 7-year-old GPU. So that is all for our online sales this week, mate. Stick around until the end where we sell a PC on Facebook Marketplace. But to celebrate Hank's success and completely ignoring all of his failures in the beginning of the video, we are taking all of his profits and we are going to ball out at MicroCenter, baby. What do you say, mate?
Give me a hell yeah!
Yeah, he's excited. We finally purchased a wireless microphone, so let's go watch the glizzy get his MicroCenter on while I babble like a madman in the car. Alright, Sheilas and fellas, so Hank is in the car, which can only mean one of two possible things. First, he's going to the vet. See, he literally won't look at us when we say the word vet. He has been trained very well to basically hate us every time we have to go in there and give him a couple of vaccines. He got 8 of them the other week. It absolutely destroyed him. But the second and main reason that we are going today isn't for the vet, mate. It's to take him back to MicroCenter. He made his debut last week and he had a really, really good time. Unfortunately for me, the footage was absolutely terrible. We put it in our previous video, but today we're going to get some good footage. I've got a wireless mic now, so we're going to actually be able to speak while we're there and talk you through the method of our madness. We're going to pick up a 7600 X3D motherboard combo, and I think we have a 5070 Ti, a 9800 X3D, and also a 9060 XT deal as well. So this man is very excited. He's about to start licking himself, so I'm going to put the video off. I'll see you when we get there, mate. All right, mate, we are pulling in, and the greatest thing that you will ever see is right in front of us right now, the sign for MicroCenter, baby. Hank is with us. It's a miserable day, but it doesn't matter how rainy or muggy it is. If you're at a MicroCenter, mate, your day is absolute sunshine and lollipops. We are gonna pull in, we are gonna get the weenie into a nice little cart. It actually looks pretty busy. This is a weekday. I don't have anything on until later in the afternoon, so I figured I'd come in and try and do some filming so no one would be here, because I'm an absolute scaredy cat when it comes to filming in public. But it is what it is, mate. Let's pull up. Let's get Hank inside. We'll see you inside. So like the little kitty cat that I am, I absolutely dropped it once we got inside MicroCenter. I didn't want to speak. I started to try and it just sounded too loud. And to make things even worse, my camera was set to 1080p and not 4K. So the footage does look like a bit of a potato. My God, we are the worst YouTuber to ever live. But anyway, mate, here we are going inside. Hank is very excited. The ride is a bit rough, so the camera shakes around a bit. Sorry about that. But the first thing we always do is go straight towards the open boxed and refurbished motherboard section, because it carries our flips. We're usually able to get AM5 boards for under $100. Where brand new, you're looking at the cheapest being $130, so hell of a deal. After that, we are checking out the laptops, and the review that we did on the ROG Scar 18 RTX 5090 did really well. We didn't want to keep it, so we ended up getting our hands on this baby right here, the 16-inch Lenovo Legion 5090. Hank is currently over there shaking his head because we seriously wasted so much money on these laptops. But I'm excited for it, mate, because we are going to be doing a head-to-head battle of all the pros and cons in an upcoming video of the Scar versus the Lenovo, so get ready for that. And if you think things couldn't get any better than that, the team over at Dream Machines has reached out to send us the 9950HX3D 5090 water-cooled laptop that they're selling, mate. So we're in absolute heaven right now. Anyway, back to MicroCenter, and we are checking out the GPUs. We already pre-ordered 2 online before we got here, so there isn't really much available right now that we want to buy. And look at how tiny that man looks in the car. That is a small boy. Next up, we are in the PC case section. Everything is looking fantastic, but we have like 20 cases at home right now ready to build in, so I don't have room to get something else. But Hank likes to come into this section and admire the PC cases, don't you, buddy? And last but not least, we pick up our online order. We use our MicroCenter credit card because it gives us 5% off our purchases. Just make sure you pay it off straight away, because the interest is absolutely nuts. And just like that, mate, our deals are secured. And once Hank gets back in the car, he gets the zoomies, but with nowhere to go, he just starts spazzing out on the seat. Let's get him home so he can show you the deals we got. And as always, build a ball in our PC, mate. I'm excited for this one. Alright, dude and dudettes, we made it back from MicroCenter, and look how proud this little man is about the deals that he found. But before we start to build another budget masterpiece with this stunning 9060 XT 7600 X3D combo that we scored for incredible value, we have to discuss a controversial deal that we will be using in another video. Now, I am on record that Gigabyte makes the best all-white products on the market. Look at this motherboard from a few weeks ago, and look at our old RTX 4090. But the problem is they upcharged like crazy, so we bit the bullet on this and paid the white tax and got this Aero all-white 5070 Ti open box for 881 spankers. Despite the fact that you can get other black versions of the 5070 Ti for the MSRP of $750 in the United States right now.
You're so stupid!
Did we get ripped off? Hell yeah, we did, but we offset it with this insane $365 open box 9060 X3D, so keep an eye out for this build, mate. She's gonna be epic. But moving on to today's build, and a lot of you have been asking why I don't get the combo AMD bundles from MicroCenter, so your prayers have finally been answered, and we are going with the MicroCenter exclusive 7600 X3D Asus TUF 32GB of RAM combo for an incredible $399. This bundle gives you the 6-core 12-threaded X3D beast for a value of $176, and you can slap X3D onto anything and the PC will flip like crazy, so we will definitely take that deal. It pairs it with this 32GB 6000 mega transfer per second G-Skill kit for $83. The timing is CL36, so PC elitists on Reddit will call you a loser for using it, mate, but it's great value for 99% of normal people who aren't kept up at night over losing 2 frames per second. And then finally, it pairs it with this beautiful all-black Asus Asus Tough Gaming B650E Wi-Fi motherboard, which is valued in the bundle at 140 spankaroonies, which for a brand new board with 3 M.2s, USB-C, Wi-Fi 6E, and a decent rear I/O isn't bad, mate. You can get better value secondhand, but if you want to go brand new, this bundle is the way to go. We are of course pairing these bad boys with our Kingston M.2 1TB SSD that we got for an incredible $44 from Amazon Open Box Warehouse a couple of weeks ago. But mate, just get any 1TB drive clocked at 5,000 megabytes per second or higher for around 50 to 60 bucks and you are set. Given that we've wasted an incredible amount of time talking about our sales on this episode and Hank is napping from MicroCenter, a quick snap of the fingers and boom baby, the board is complete and ready to go. But Weenie Man, I can hear you asking, we have to cool this thing somehow and we've been desperate to show you something other than thermal, right? So today Montech was kind enough to send out their brand new NX400 ARGB air cooler. A beautiful looking cooler that you can score off Amazon for as low as 22 bucks. Comes in black or white, 52 fin heat stack with the copper heat pipes underneath, and if you are not aware, the 7600 series of CPUs are a nightmare to cool, so this will be the ultimate test. Easy to install on both Intel and AMD motherboards. Just throw these 4 spaces on like so. Throw on the included thermal paste. We are glopping it down in a little X marks the spot like so. Then screw it down each side little by little until it's on nice and tight. Throw the fan back on and boom baby, Bob's your uncle, motherboard is complete. But Montech didn't stop helping us out here, mate. Oh no. They're a big fan of Hank. And given that we've built with their King 95 and XR PC cases so much on this channel, they sent us their brand new Montech X5 case. But unfortunately this fat glizzy is in the way, mate. Get out of here, sausage. And there she is, a beautiful ATX case which comes with a sag bracket already installed. Great stuff, Montech. If you look closely, we've already thrown our Apivia Prestige 800 watt power supply down the bottom, 65 bucks off Amazon. Here see on the PSU tiers list, our go-to for every flip. And the perforations in the bottom of the case will make sure it gets plenty of airflow. At the front of the case, we've got this snappy looking perforated grill with 340mm ARGB fans on the front for great airflow, followed up by an exhaust fan on the back. The front I/O is great with 2 USB 3s and a USB-C, and also features a switch to control your ARGB, but our favorite feature by far, carbon fiber accents on the front grill, mate. This gives it an extra 30 FPS before you even throw the graphics card in, and this baby can be had for our favorite number of 69 bucks over on Amazon. Nice. Thanks for sending it, Montech. Hank loves you, but once again, we've been caught yapping, so a quick Thanos snap of the fingers and boom, baby, the board is in. We've installed an additional 5 fans in there from all the leftover fans we have every time we throw infinity fans into other cases, and she is looking lovely. Good job, Glizzy. Let's give him a little pat with our finger pointer. But now is the moment you've all been waiting for, insertion of the GPU. But where are my manners, mate? We didn't even introduce our greatest MicroCenter find yet, the ASRock 9060 XT 16GB dual fan design with ARGB and a stunning black finish for a ludicrous $314 open box. Incredible deal, mate. $40 off the MSRP of $350. Take my money, MicroCenter. Find the top PCIe slot and throw this bad boy in with one hand to challenge yourself.
Surgeon! That's too easy!
And that's too easy, mate. To complement the all-black finish, we are throwing in these 8-pin PCIe cable extensions from Okino. Link is down below. And Hank, get your stinky back here, mate. It's time to turn this PC on. And good heavens, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to need to change my undies after this because this thing is looking divine. All right, thanks, little Hanky. Now get the hell out of the way, mate. We need to see the full thing because this is looking incredible. 10 total fans. So much room for airflow with the front and bottom grills. All black air thing with ARGB on the 9060 XT. This thing is going to be a dream to flip. And the best thing of all, we built this naughty girl for 936 US freedom spankaroonies. In the past, for similar 9060 XT 16GB builds with the 7600X, we've sold them for as much as $1,200 in under a week. So we could be on for a very decent profit of well over 250 bucks. But let Hank know down in the comments, was he cooking on this build or is this sausage burn and needs to be thrown in the garbage? Now we have benchmarked a similar spec PC in like 6 games in a previous video, so I've linked that down below. But now we want to test whether this $20 Montech air cooler can keep the incredibly hot 7600 X3D under 80 degrees, mate. We've thrown on Marvel Rivals at 1440p ultra settings with FSR set to quality and no upscaling, and this 9060 XT 16GB PC absolutely destroyed it. Someone took Hank's doppelganger Jeff, so we used my doppelganger Venom because I am about his height and muscularity and also have a weird parasite inside of me. Anyway, the PC is running great, just under 120 frames per second at ultra settings with no frame generation for a $320 graphics card is pretty insane on this game. The GPU never goes above 65 degrees and the $20 Montech air cooler is keeping it chilly at 60 degrees. Even in Furmark running the CPU at 100%, it kept it a smidge under 80, so Montech is potentially coming for the budget throne.
That's what I'm talking about.
Watch your back, Thermal Ride and ID cooling. We get to the end of this game and we literally had them pinned down in their spawn point thanks to Hank's dominant Venom user skill, and when the game ends, we get a hot dub with this sick PC, but more importantly, this Venom looking slinker gets the MVP, mate. 29 eliminations, 7 assists, 32,000 damage blocked, and 13,000 damage, mate. We are keeping this PC. I am joking. Go buy it off jarwa.gg or weenietechbuilds.com, mate. So we only had 2 days to sell this before we made the video, and mate, that was never gonna happen in this market. It is so slow right now. So let me take you to our final deal of the week that we made on Facebook Marketplace so you can see a little in-person action. And here it is right here, mate. Yes, I know it's a 5060, but let me explain. This bad boy originally had our 2080 Super in it from a previous video. The link is down below. It was paired with the Ryzen 5 9600X and 32GB of RAM, along with 1TB of storage in this beautiful Okinos Mirage 5 case. But the buyer saw that on Facebook Marketplace and reached out asking if he could swap the card out for a 50 series card. I gave him several options and highly recommended the 5060 Ti 16GB, but he requested we do the 5060 as he had a strict budget. All up, after chucking the 5060 in there, the PC cost $715 US Chick-fil-A fries thanks to the incredible deals we got on the 9600X and the motherboard. Go check out our previous video if you do want to see those incredible deals, but we sold this thing for $1,000, so we got 285 bucks in profit, mate. An incredible flip for the glizzy. We pulled up to the meeting spot and Hank was ready to sell. It had been a while since we'd done a Facebook Marketplace deal. Most of our things had been online, so he was very excited. The fellas came and collected it. They had some problems with their Venmo and PayPal, so it took a while, and while we waited, I showed them my wiener.
His name's Hank.
Hank?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How old is he?
It's like 5 now.
Ooh.
So he's getting older.
Yeah.
Then after that, we got home, let him run around in the backyard to celebrate, and just like that, the most hectic week of Hank's life was over. Let me know down below if you liked the episode. We're going to be starting a dedicated PC flipping series soon where all of the profits will go toward building a PC to give away to one of you lucky Hank super fans. All you gotta do to enter is like our videos, chuck a comment under each one, and you have a chance to win a PC built by Hank and Frank. What a deal! Even if you already have a 5090 PC, please comment and like on the videos, mate. Hank is trying to get famous. Now get out of here, mate. Me and the weenie love ya. Goodbye.